Hey everybody, it's Joseph Shepard, and thank you for tuning in to this special episode of Exposed. We have the lovely Willem and the lovely Alaska. You know, they're just two superstar drag queens who happen to be best.
They know us!
Yeah, they know you. All right, cool. We get into it.
Drag Queen Merch is proud to partner with this episode of Exposed. From now until July 7th, 2020, 20% of all Race Chaser merchandise purchased will go towards Molasses Chicago, a collective whose mission is to celebrate the artistry of Black, non-cisgender people, and non-cisgender people of color. To learn more about Molasses Chicago, please visit molasseschicago.com.
All right, so we are going to have a little bit of this interview. We're going to cover your lives, we're going to cover Pride, we're going to cover your podcast, and of course, we have some viewer questions of what the lovely people who listen to your podcast and the interwebs want to know about you guys. So I want to start this interview, and I want to know, when you guys were growing up, what was baby gay Willem and baby gay Alaska like? Like, when was the first time it clicked in your head that you were like, I think I like boys?
Oh my God, I knew. Like, I wanted to marry all the new kids on the block except for Danny, and now Danny's the only one I wanted. I fully told my parents I was going to marry a man in first grade, and my aunt was gay, my uncle was gay. So for me, it was like paradise. I loved it. One of my aunts bought me my first pair of heels. Like, it was perfect. Shangri-La. That's not most experiences. So take it away, Alaska.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was pretty obvious, and it was pretty apparent. I mean, to me and to everybody else. I don't know. Yeah, I just sort of always knew. Like, I would flip through the like the Sears catalog, like the really thick one, and I would look at like the girls' clothes, and I'd be like, oh, okay, yeah. When I get older, I'm gonna.
When they have your size.
I'm gonna wear that. Like, it was just like an inevitability that I was going to grow up and be a really fashionable woman that shopped at Sears.
Getting older, you end up going into your teen years. You get into like what? When was the first time you went into a gay bar or a gay club?
16? Yeah.
Do you have a fake ID?
No, they just weren't checking at the door, and I was in drag.
Oh, drag is the power. Drag will get you in anywhere.
Yeah,
girl.
drag is just you can be whoever you want.
They don't check. They don't care. You could show them an ID of a fucking. You could be a 16-year-old drag queen and show them a fucking 45-year-old man ID, and they'd be like, I just go, please. I don't want to see it. We were allowed to go to clubs when I was 18 because they had like an 18 and up night. That the drinking section was inside a chain link fence. Like a fucking department store closed at night, like that kind of gate was separating it, so that if you had the hand stamp, you could go in and you could have drinks, but if not, you could just be like. So they called it the chicken fence or something.
Yes, for the chicken hawks. The chicken hawks. Mm-hmm.
We were the chickens. We were too young. We couldn't go in the drinking area, so we just hung out. We hung out.
We call them the new chickens. We should put them in the pen.
The new chickens.
When was the first Pride that you went to?
She was 12. Yeah, you started early.
Earlier than that, it was probably like 9, because I remember going into the city one time in New York, and it was a Sunday, and it was my birthday, and just seeing all kinds of crazy different things dressed up. Probably like 9 or 10, honestly.
Wow, I mean, that's insane. I remember in Erie, there was like a gay pride parade, but they would like show it for 2 seconds on the news broadcast, and that would be that.
That was my first speaking role.
The first time I like actively like participated in Pride, I don't remember, but it was like I was discovering drag. I was living in Pittsburgh. I wanted to like look crazy. I did one look for the beginning of the day. I did the daytime thing. Then I went home, took a nap, kind of changed my makeup, did a second look, and went
Did
back
like
out
tears,
again.
I bet, running or something runny, right?
Tears cover a multitude of sins.
And glitter.
Yes.
Obsessed with face and body.
Louis Decimal.
And what is the difference to you guys between going to Pride and drag and like actually performing and being part of like a show or a parade or something, and then going to Pride out of drag? Have you been able to do that in any recent years?
What is Pride out of drag? I don't think I've ever done it or experienced it. I bet it would be fun, but like, no, it's usually we've gotten the opportunity to go to multiple different places and experience prides in all different cities and be like the main event.
I was Miss Arctic Circle Pride 2019. I'll have everyone know.
You were Miss what?
Miss Arctic Circle Pride 2018. Maybe 2019 too, because I don't know if they did it again. But that's me.
How the fuck do you get to be Miss Arctic Circle? My name's fucking Alaska, bitch.
Sorry, season 4. Ever.
Oh my god. I have to go run now. But no, like part of going to Pride and like working is you don't really get to just like walk around and be part of that like getting drunk in the daytime kind of experience. It's more like you're on a golf cart, hopefully going from here to there, and then you go do the thing, which is magical. But I love Pride. I don't know, maybe I'll go out in a disguise. I'll assume a disguise and go out.
My favorite prides are the amusement park prides, because you get to go on rides.
Wait, they actually have amusement parks at Pride?
Yes, they have like gay nights, and then you get to go on all the rides. Don't wear a lace front. It's a hard front event, because keeping it on, you'll get whiplash if you try to hold it forward. So you just need to come with bangs.
Out on the mountain.
So fun.
Yeah.
Not allowed to perform at gay days, though. Me and Jackie Beat are the only ones Disney has said no to.
Wait, why?
Because our material's too crude, and House of Blues, when they were on Disney property, had to get approval for all the performers. And I used to work the door for that event and book the strippers. And then after Drag Race, they wanted to book me. And they're like, we have to just get approval. And then they're like, they didn't approve you. And I was like, well, fuck that. I was doing a favor anyway. I'll go do a real gig.
Not the happiest place on earth for you.
No, I got kicked out of there like 3 years before because I was doing another gay days thing. And I was passed out by the heffalumps. And there was this big like clue. And I was a scavenger hunt clue, but nobody could find it. So that part of it was ruined, whatever. But it was gay days. What, did they expect me to be straight all weekend?
What does the word pride mean to you?
Derek Barry.
That was fighting for gay rights, and people were killed.
Nobody was killed at Stonewall.
Nobody was killed?
Nobody was killed at Stonewall.
It comes from the Stonewall uprising, right? So, I mean, now at this moment in time, I think that we're like connecting with that like really real fucking origin of what Pride comes from, which was brave ass people standing up and being loud and saying, this enough is enough and this shit has got to stop. So like now we're experiencing that now in a huge way with the Black Lives Matter movement, and we get to be a part of that. And so it's really like touching that like that origin of where Pride comes from.
Yeah, I think the rebellion part of it, like people need to remember, like put a little rustle under that rainbow. There's still shit to fight for. We're not free until we're all free. So we need to like stand up for our trans brothers, sisters, and siblings and everybody else with that, because just because we can get married and go happily ever after, look somewhere that's green, we need to make sure our brothers and sisters can, because they were the ones that originally started fighting for us. You know, Stormy and Sylvia and Marsha, and I'm sure a lot of other faggots and non-binary people that fought for us, you know, like the people that had like lives to protect and names to keep, they ran away probably at first. They weren't there like in the trudges with like the sex workers and like the hustlers and like the, you know, all the queens and things. That's at least what I know, and that's not like the Roland Emmerich plot of it all.
what do you think? Do you think like the younger generation of gays is not taking things as seriously when it comes to rights and when it comes to actually fighting for something?
They fucking should. Because like right now, like the administration and the and politics and like the state of democracy, like they're fucking our you know, our rights are on the fucking, they're up for debate. They're up for like getting taken away.
Oh,
And
did you see that new one that they were trying to slip in? The one about making it illegal to adopt if you're a gay couple?
Oh yeah, in Tennessee.
Yeah, girl, they're sneaking them in left and right.
so like they should take it seriously, and they should see it as like something that's vitally important, and so should we all. That's not just on young people. That's on all of us. Because just because we won it once doesn't mean it can't be taken away. So we have to be fucking vigilant.
And
Yeah.
just because we lost once doesn't mean that you can't brush that wig.
I broke the brush trying. I can't help that.
Now, getting into a little podcast that you guys have called Race Chaser.
Yeah!
Oh, yes. So how did you guys end up actually meeting for the first time?
I don't know. I don't really remember it. But we know we met.
Well, it had to be the circumstances surrounding season 4 of Drag Race, because Sharon and I were together at the time, and you were on that season, and so
Notably.
it was notably, yes, notoriety. Yeah, so it had to have been around there, but I don't know. I thought you were cool, even though you made out with my boyfriend while you were at Drag Race.
That was an accident and for pills.
You guys end up doing this podcast. Where did the idea come from?
Oh, God. We were trapped in an RV listening to Golden Girls on our way out of Burning Man. And then, like,
Podcast called Out on
Yeah.
Villanelle. H. Alan Scott and Carrie Doherty, dear friends, very lovely. But I didn't know them at the time, but they had a podcast where they talked about each episode of the Golden Girls. They would watch it, and then they would record a podcast, and they would just talk about it. And it was our saving grace, because we were trapped in this RV trying to get out of Burning Man. And if you've ever tried to get out of Burning Man.
and the Amber Alert, because that 17-year-old girl was off fucking her boyfriend, and her parents were like, she's been kidnapped. I don't know about how much napping was happening.
It is a it is a really congested process of getting tens of thousands of people out one driveway. So it, in general, takes a long time. And then we had that Amber Alert happen. So we were just sitting in the RV for, I think it was 8 hours, sitting in one place. And so thank God for this podcast. Thank God I had them downloaded in my phone, and it got us through. And in doing that, we were sort of like, why don't we do this about fucking RuPaul's Drag Race? Because we both know a lot about Drag Race. We've both been on it.
And I wanted to learn more about it because I hadn't like seen all of it. I wasn't as like I had done gigs with girls and not known that they were on the show, and like felt like an asshole. Like when I found out later, I was like, I did a full-on gig, like not even like a hi sis. Didn't talk to one person in the dressing room because I was sick at that show. And it was Sasha Bell's hometown, and I had no clue. And she had been kicked off the show the week before, because I remember looking at a poster and going, "Oh, that girl must work here," and like not even realizing she was there.
Yeah,
that was that.
Looking at the extent of the podcast, when did you first notice that it was doing well and it was getting traction?
We started getting paid. We did the whole first season on spec. Like we were hoping people would like it, but like, you know, it's a free podcast.
We did, yeah. We did the whole first season, and we were just like, we have a feeling that there's going to be an audience for this, because you know the Drag Race audience they are ravenous for content. They're ravenous for tea. They're ravenous to hear. They want to watch the show. They want to hear people talk about the show. They want to just hear people say what happened.
Get the T-shirt too.
And there's a shirt.
Oh, I can't find it
Which
now. God
one?
damn it. It's somewhere up here.
Oh, Tivana. Tivana. St. James, Van Cartier, Dupree, De Luxington, Madison, Bevington, Deopulence, O'Hara. Ding!
At large.
It's not, doing a podcast is not like a YouTube channel where you see the views right on the screen. It's sort of nebulous, and we could find out the information. It's just sort of circuitous trying to figure it out. So we have a feeling that people like it because they write us letters and they write us DMs. So that
Sometimes there's not much writing in the DMs.
just dicks.
But I don't mind. I don't see nothing wrong.
Do you get excited by the dick pics?
Oh, yes. Yes.
I'm very nudity positive, and so anytime people can express themselves and be creative while using the human body, it's great for me. I like it.
It's the human experience.
Yeah.
Has there been a favorite moment on your podcast?
Alessandra Torresani.
She was super duper. She was so much fun. I feel like Gia was just like,
Gia.
Gia is like, she's that friend that you want like in your car at all times. Even if she's on her phone for 50 minutes, there will be 1 minute of pure cunt that will make the ride all the worth it. You know, she's pretty fun.
Yes.
But like honestly, every episode is great. I get to hang out with my friend and talk about this TV show like that we enjoy and that has helped make our careers. It's like, it's honestly a dream job.
Yeah.
There's no choreo that much.
No.
Unless we do live ones.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's part of what makes it special is we have the phone numbers of a lot of the girls who have been on this show. So we can, if we have a question, we could just be like, oh, hold on, let me text her. Let me text her real quick. Or if they're in town, come on and just hop on and be on the show.
We
so
have
like
eyes and ears all over the world. Courtney travels and hosts.
Yeah. So it's great. And we're allowed to say what we want. We are ultimately in charge of the content. We're the bosses, and so we're allowed to like tell our experience in a truthful way. We don't have to worry about, oh, are we, oh no, is this gonna make somebody mad? We're allowed to, and this is our motto. We like to keep it cute, but we like to tell the truth.
Mostly. Sometimes we lie to protect our friends because sometimes our friends say stuff that's like out of left field and they will hang up or leave and we will be like, Dipper. No, we're cutting that. We're cutting. Like sometimes we're like gagging Zola over what our friends say and we're like, do you think before you, anyway. I don't have room to talk about that.
So you've had to censor people before.
Yeah.
It's not censoring.
Yeah.
It's just putting out the best product.
So your fans really love the best product that you guys put out, and they sent in some questions. So here we go. Corelio M wants to know, if you had to do a redemption runway, what would you have chosen?
So they've done this on the show, and they sort of like you do a challenge where you did bad.
Oh.
And you get a chance to redo it. So like,
that does not exist.
When were you in the bottom though? Because I know you lip synced for your life.
They put me in the bottom, but that was different. That was because the computer guy couldn't do like the fonts, and my magazine cover was stupid.
Okay, so you would do a dragazine as your redemption.
Okay, yeah, I wrote a book. That was my redo.
What was I really booger boots on? I mean, the makeover with my mom. I would like to invite my mom or maybe my sister or somebody to come back and do a makeover. I kind of ate shit on the makeovers. I mean, I did Nebraska dirty with those hip pads. Like, I recognize that. I tried. It was the wrong type of phone. She had a square ass. But I would like to do a makeover. Definitely.
Fix your mug.
Fix your mug. Fix your wig. Thank you.
Travis Blair wants to know, Willem, how does it feel being the first drag queen to be nominated for an acting Emmy?
Nothing changed. I still use 3 hands to wipe my ass.
What, you didn't think anything in that moment? Where were you when you got that phone call or that text message?
My friend Steven Guarino, he's really funny. He plays I'm Douglas. He's the other guy on the show with me in my character's relationship. He was nominated last year, and then this year he was nominated for writing one of the episodes. And then me and another actor and a guest actress are all nominated for acting. So it feels nice, but like it doesn't feel like, oh, a drag queen was nominated or anything. It just feels like something I did, and I just happened to be a drag queen. It's cool though. I'm excited.
That's
And you've always been a fucking actor, and you're such an amazing actor. And that's in drag, out of drag, whatever. Like you're really fucking good. And it's fucking exciting as fuck.
Yeah, I hope I win.
I hope you do too. And I can't wait to see what you wear.
Oh, honey. Maybe a little something. Who knows? I did find out my categories in July, though, because some are in June, some are in July, and I thought they were going to do Zoom ceremony. But I guess LA's opening back up some stuff, maybe. This wig is so cute. I did so good.
Really cute.
Yeah, it's nice.
Alaska Duchovny Snob wants to know, since you were technically never eliminated from Drag Race, if you were to leave the stage, what would your exit phrase have been?
Bye. That's it. That's it.
Makes sense.
That's it. Sherry wants to know, will the AAA girls bring out new music anytime soon?
Courtney was disqualified, which is a term I got from a season 12 girl that said she can't say it, so I just took it.
Girl, we lost so much money doing it. Here's the thing. The AAA Girls was tremendously fun.
So fun, but like not a fiscally sound like decision for a couple years.
we sunk so much money into producing like these amazing videos and these amazing tracks, and we went on tour. We ended up putting Full Screen fully out of business, bankrupting them by mounting a tour that was way too big. No, it was tremendously fun, but I'm not in any hurry to I don't know that 3 white queens doing a song about anything right now is really the vibe. I don't really see it. But
it's unfortunate for class.
New York, New York, New York, New York, we are legend. We are.
But,
That was the best song ever.
fuck you, log off. Leave meeting.
Club.
Legend.
Odd. Theater.
Oh.
Kane Dean wants to know, what are your favorite smells?
Dean Cain? I actually like this.
Him. I was on Hit the Floor with him. On VH1.
I bet you hit the floor.
Oh, bitch, he's Republican. I would hit the floor.
Oh, never mind.
Probably Holden.
Never mind. What's my favorite smell?
I use detergent without smells. I don't really like smells, and I don't wear cologne or perfume.
I like lilacs. I really like them. They remind me of like my grandma's front yard.
Jess Rosen says, now that you've had a chance to adjust your drag for quarantine and move it digitally, do you see this affecting your future drag, like less touring and more digital content?
Honeysuckle. Also, I like the smell of honeysuckle.
Ooh, me too.
I don't know. I think it's opened the door for a lot of creativity, and I hope that means like people are willing to do both. Like they're willing to go to a drag show in real life because there's nothing like that, but you can also be tremendously creative in a digital space, and this sort of forced us all to see this technology and use it and kind of get used to it. So I think there's room for both.
I've been doing drag online for years at this point. I was just like, okay.
Just more beatdown episodes.
So many more, so much fun. I love drag though. It's nice not wearing shoes. I have like full-on house slippers on. But
I have a really high heel on right now. I can't even show you guys. It's too high.
Pleaser? Is it a pleaser?
It's very pleasing to the eye.
Yeah.
And to the arch.
Pleasing to the arch.
And the last viewer question is, what is the importance of voting, especially during this time?
Duh. I mean, what if you're asking us about it?
It's essential, and we say this all the time. It's essential, and it's not just essential in the big ones like the presidency that happens every 4 years. Keep on it when it happens in your state or in your city. These are important things. So just do it. Just do it.
Vote.
Cue American. So what is next for each of you?
Cameo, $69 a minute. You think I'm joking? I'm not. You can laugh. I say hello to people online and try to make them feel better. I tell them a joke, talk about whatever they want me to talk about, and put the coin on the Venmo and hit the floor. I used to show my balls, but then Cameo got mad because I was saying it's their birthday, so I should be a stripper and a drag queen all in one. So I would give them a Groupon basically for that. And they said, you can't do that. There's like terms of service. You agreed to it. And I said, I didn't agree to shit. And you said, you signed something when you joined up. I said, I don't remember that. But I did, so I don't show my balls no more.
Yeah.
What are you up to, Alaska?
I don't know. I don't know what's next, and it's hard to say what is next. So I think we should just like take it as it comes, and and keep going and
Take it as it comes, baby. Keep it on my wig, maybe. I don't wanna have to clean it.
Yes, Bogle.
take it as it comes, baby.
And my last question for you guys is, what is a message for the LGBT community during this Pride Month?
Your drag is valid. You can wear a mask and it's still drag. Ask RuPaul. So you're allowed to do that now. That's a new rule in case you don't know. And you're LGBTQIA and you do drag. So yeah, just be visible and
I think the fucking color of Pride this year should be black. That's what Peppermint said recently, and I agree with her. I think that, girl, it's Pride Month right now, but you know what? We should be like amplifying Black voices. We should be like fighting for the cause, for Black Lives Matter, for defunding the fucking police. So like, by all means, let's gather and be proud, but let's also be fucking supportive.
Exactly. I think that's a big thing. I think support and actually like researching and stuff. I think I've done more actual researching and listening to podcasts and listening to friends and actual stories than I have done probably in my whole lifetime. I know it's like a really sad thing to say, but it's like I'm actually started to pay attention more.
Did you see that bitch get slapped in like Phoenix? She told this girl to go back to where she came from. She was a Native American.
Yeah.
And she served her everything. Scattered, smothered, and bothered. She smacked the bitch. It was great. I want to see more stuff like that. There's a whole thread of it, of white people getting what comes to them on Twitter, and I watch it and I cheer. I honestly cheer. It's so great.
Sounds like a beatdown episode.
Well, honestly, like what you said, I'm learning so much too. Like I learned Central Park was like an African American like enclave, and it was just taken, and like they just took land all over. And like I was listening to Hamilton, and I was like, wait, France was nice to us, and then they had that whole Louisiana Purchase. Whose land was that first? That was somebody else's. It wasn't our right to sell it. How dare we? Like, it's like selling a lease on a car. You can't do that. It's illegal, I think. I'm just so confused. The history books were all wrong. They didn't teach us about anything. Like, we were taught that, like, somebody said the last racist killed MLK. And after that, you know, they arrested him and it was done. Everything is good since 1969. It's not. And, like, somebody also said, I'm only remembering the pull quotes, but, like, in order to, like, heal, you gotta feel, and like the country's in like this feeling stage. We're all in our feelings, deep and loud and mad, and like doing everything we can to like try to solve this. This wig ain't pinned on right. I'm sorry, I shouldn't be talking so much.
No, I think it's needed. I think people need to hear that. I think a lot of times it just words on a keyboard don't do as much as what.
Yeah, I have nails on. I can't.
Well, thank you guys so much for being here and taking a little moment out of your day to close your podcast, talk about Pride with me. Thank you so much.
Of course,
Thank
listen
you.
to Hot Goss on Fridays. Leave meeting.